So this is the 60K a year notary business plan, even if you work full time. Like usually when I get on a lot of calls with my students, coaching students, one of the things they want to know is can they replace their income with the notary business? And I let them know, yes, it's possible. It's 100% possible, but you have to take it seriously. And one of the things that I start to realize is people always say things. They say, I want to get away from this job. They say they hate it. But until you have that intrinsic feeling that's telling you, like, yo, it's time for me to get out this business, until you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when things are going to really change. So you can hop on here, you can watch this YouTube video all you want. I'm going to give you the tactics and the strategies that will help you. But until you're actually ready to change things, all you're going to do is listen to the content that I give you, go back to your regular lives, go back to your job, and not actually implement these things that will change your life. And the reason I'm just saying that, and I'm starting off the video saying that, is because I really want to like shake you all by the shoulders and tell you to just wake up. Wake up. If you want to change your life, you have to do things differently from what you were doing before. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Knowledge. I'm a notary entrepreneur. I've been in the notary business for about 8 years. Within my first year of business, on taking the business seriously, we made like over a little bit of over a million, like 1.4, 1.5 million in the notary business. So now I'm teaching others how to make money in the notary business as well. I give all the tips and tricks that you need. And if you want some one-on-one calls, occasionally I'll do them. You can book a call below, or you can just join the free community that we have called the Notary Knowledge Academy. But anyways, let's jump straight into this. All right, 60K a year notary business plan. How do you make 60K a year as a notary? So it's very important to start this off by saying that because you have a job, whoever's out there listening, you know that you're at a slight disadvantage, but that does not mean that it's impossible to do what you need to do, right? It doesn't mean it's impossible to do what you need to do. My apologies, guys. My board was moving around everywhere. You have to be a lot more clever than individuals that don't have a 9-to-5 are. Meaning that you have to set up times in which you are able to complete these notary jobs. So how I used to dress it up, or kind of how I like dress it up in other videos, is by telling people, let's say that you're at work and someone calls you to get on the phone, right? You can let them know, hey, I'm not able to do it at this time because you're working, but you don't say that. You say, hey, I'm not able to do it at this time, but I can do it. So for example, I can't do it at 4 p.m., but if you can wait till about 6:16 p.m., 6 or 6:15 p.m., I'm able to do it for you with a 15% discount. So what you're doing is making sure that you don't lose the sale, giving them a little discount, and then doing the job. So if somebody hears that you can't do it at 4, but you could do it at 6:15, for them, they're like, what, 6:15 and I get an extra discount? They're more inclined to do that. But the only reason you're doing that is because you're at your job. So basically, the number one thing I want to start off by saying is just you have to be clever. You have to be clever. You have to think outside of the box. You can sit here and use the fact that you have a job as an excuse, or you can find a way on how you can make that work. How can you make it work to where you can still get business, right? You have to understand that most people out there are lazy and they want discounts on everything, including your customers. So if you can find a way to give them a discount and tie that in so where it's beneficial to you, you'll win. Excuse me. Next up is the clients that are high paying. So one of the things I tell people is the niches are in the riches are in the niches. So that's your apostille, that's your estate planning, that's your fingerprinting, that's your healthcare derivatives, that's your power of attorneys. The specific documents are how you make bigger money because one, you specialize in them, and then two, when you're speaking and you're marketing and you're talking to the audience that wants that specific thing, you're more likely to show up than somebody that's a lot more general. So, for example, me, on the other hand, when I started off in the notary business, I was a lot more general. Even to this day, I'm still very general. I'm just now going back and saying, like, all right, let me create like subsidiaries that are more specialized. But when you're general, you're just accepting everybody, and then you're just giving like one general price. But when you specialize, just like doctors specialize in surgery or orthopedics, you're able to charge more because you're a professional at that specific thing. So I want to start off by saying, like, you want to get a high paying thing. You want to get a high paying service. You want to focus on a high paying service within the notary business. You can be general, but it's going to take you more jobs completed in order for you to hit that 60K a year. So $60K a year is roughly $5,000 a month. And if you want to hit $5,000 a month, you need to get bigger spreads. So instead of charging 50 per customer and relying on like signing services, you want to charge 150 to 200. And the best way to do that is by more expensive documents. So a lot of people say like, oh, if I do everything, if I do every document, that means I'm always going to be able to get business. But you're going to be doing a lot of cheap documents, and it's going to take you a lot more work. And because you're at a slight disadvantage having a job, you need to be making sure that you're like a sniper. You're aiming for the target with precision, and when you hit, you want to hit. So basically, you want to make sure that you're aiming for the right clients, and when you get paid rather than doing all these small jobs. So you want those high-paying clients, and you want to make sure that you're charging a good amount. One of the things that I always say to do, and this is a strategy that you'll often hear me talk about, you want to go to find all the people in your area. So if there's somebody that is in your area that specializes in power of attorneys, and you see that there's 3 notaries in your area that specialize in power of attorney, right? For that specific document, you want to go to each of your competitors' page, look at how much they charge for each. So let's say one is like 50, one is 75, and one is like 100, for example. You would take the average of that and then price yourself out there. So you're not too low and you're not too high. And then that way you can start trickling your way up as you get more confidence in these documents. So that was just a little pro tip for you guys. But with that being said, you want to have a higher paying clients because you can't be doing all these cheap little jobs. So for example, I was speaking to one of my coaching students, and she was saying she wanted to be at 3 to 5 a month. So she wanted to be making at least $3,000 a month. And then she was relying fully on signing services, which, I'm kind of against only relying on them because you're only going to get, what they break you off. But she was saying, yeah, I only get $50 a job. I only get 1 job a week. And I'm like, you're getting $50 a job and you're working 1 job a week because you have a job. That means you're not going to get there easily at all. You at least need to be getting more jobs, or you need to be charging more per customer. That's going to close that gap to where you want to be. So I want to really drill in that point so that you guys understand, like, maybe I should be doing something like that. Next up, you want reoccurring small business contracts. So let me go ahead and write that out for you guys so you can understand. Reoccurring small business contracts. So this could be with like local stores or local schools or places that they're going to need you a lot. And you can kind of just lock them in as like a small contract. So for example, this is just a rough example. Let's say a school, for example. When schools need to do some onboarding, some of the times they have people come in to do the fingerprinting. So if you can reach out or win the bid and work with these schools and you have a contract with them, 2 things, right? 1, your business is being damn near guaranteed because you know that you're going to always go to the school and do it. And then 2, you don't have to keep looking for clients and you can schedule a great time. So if you have a small business contract with someone and okay, every week I'm going to do 50 sign-ins for them, or every week I'm going to do 20 stamps for them, or 20 fingerprints, be that as it may, then you know that you can schedule them for a great time that's outside of your work schedule and complete the job. So not only are they happy, you're happy. And if you couple that with what I was saying earlier and throwing a discount on it, now they're even more inclined to work with you because they know even though they have to wait until 6 o'clock or they got to wait till 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. to do it, they know that they're getting a discount on the things that they're doing. So this is what I mean by be clever, thinking outside the box, and doing those small business contracts. If you do things like this, you're going to stand out, and you will be successful. Reason being is because what I've realized, and I talked to not even hundreds, thousands of notaries. I talked to thousands of notaries, and those that have a job, it's kind of like they want everybody to know, like, oh, this thing is holding me back. They're fighting more for the belief that the job is stopping them from making money rather than fighting for the belief that even though they have a job, they can still make money, if that makes sense. So they're selling themselves on failure when you should just do the opposite and just make it work. No one cares. You know what I'm saying? No one cares you have a job. No one cares that you don't have time. No one cares that you're poor. No one cares that you don't have any money to do the things that you want to do. The only person that really cares is you and maybe some close friends and family members. So just do it. Don't complain about it. Don't use it as a something that's holding you back. I don't know, as a cripple. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but just do what you need to do. No one cares. No one cares. And that's the toughest love I can give you that's actually going to change your life. So hopefully take heed to that. Next up, you want to use your automations, your scheduling apps too. So I'll just leave you got with the simple one right here. Automation. So for example, let's say you're at work right now. You work 9 to 5. Customers are coming into your portal, or customers are coming into your website and they book a call with you. You need to have the correct automation set up so that way, even while you're working, they understand that they need to send these documents to you for your review. Excuse me. Then they understand that they can book a time during these time frames. You need to have things set up to where when you're busy, they're working without you and they're still booking calls and booking clients. Just understand that when you set these automations up, you need to be making sure that, for example, with the calendar, you want to make sure that it's only allowing them to book times that are available to you. You see what I'm saying? And then when you're creating things like that, let's say that they want to book something for 5, but it's only letting them do it for 6. When they click on that 6 o'clock time slot on the calendar, you can have a little pop up and say, hey, since this is your first call, you get 10% off or 15% off. Something to entice them to want to just go through and book the call, even though it's not their certain at that time that they're doing. So think outside the box. You can get to that 60K a year. It's not hard, but I would really say these are kind of like the 4 biggest or pivotal things that can actually change, you know what I'm saying? That could actually change your life and get you to that 5K a month. But you have to take it seriously. You have to take it seriously and stop giving yourself excuses. But anyways, you guys need to check this out. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys a little disclaimer and a little treat. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and check this out. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.